Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about something very important. Consent. Hang on, okay? I know what you're thinking. You're laughing to yourself saying, I know what consent is. Do you? Because 288,820 people a year on average don't. That's only counting victims over 12 years of age. I'm going to explain consent in layman's terms. Get it? Because you get laid. Anyways, I'm talking about masturbation, okay? I'm going to talk to you about masturbation. Let's say I just got home from a long day of work. I was sitting in traffic on the 405. It was really bad. I come home, my roommates aren't home, and I'm feeling a little horny. So I decide to masturbate. So, I curl up in bed with my favorite porn, and then I get to it. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? What if halfway through, I decide I don't want to anymore? Maybe my mom called. That's a real boner killer. Hey Mom. Not much, just making dinner. Tomato soup. Tomato stew. It's also a soup. If I don't want to finish, I'm not going to. Like, you're not going to force yourself to do it. It should be the same when you're having sex with someone else. Let's say you are taking a break from working on your novel and you decide to masturbate. But then you realize your vibrator is out of batteries. You only want to masturbate if you can use your vibrator. You know what? I'm being a little one-gendered here. Okay, let's say you're a guy and you want to masturbate, but you're out of lotion. And you only want to masturbate if you can use lotion because it protects your skin from chafing and it makes you feel safe knowing that it's there. I'm talking about condoms, okay? Let's say you're with someone and they want to use condom. They're into sex with the condom. If a woman says she wants to have sex using a condom and a guy forces her to have sex without one, that is rape. Just because she said, yes, I'll have sex with you, doesn't mean she consented. If she added on to that, no, please don't put your unprotected penis inside me. Are you crazy? I don't want your diseases. Okay, is this confusing? Are you scared? Like, does this scare you because you're like, oh no, I don't know what consent is now? Don't be. Let's go back to talking about masturbation. Okay, so you only want to stroke your cock if you've got proper lubricant. Because maybe your hands are covered in blisters or sandpaper or whatever. It doesn't really matter why. Honestly, if you really want to know, the reason women prefer using condoms is because it lowers the risk of unwanted pregnancies, HIV, STIs, feelings. Anyways, if you change your mind when you're alone, you just put your cock away and save it for another day. See how easy it is for you to say no to yourself when you don't want to get blisters on your pee-pee? It should be that easy when it comes to somebody else. Imagine when your partner says no to you, that you walk away that easily, that quickly, that you treat her with the same respect that you treat your own body. How great would that be? Okay, let's say you come home drunk and you're horny. Can you give consent when you're drunk? It's kind of a gray area, but you're gonna have drunk sex, so let's talk about it, okay? You're not supposed to have sex with someone that's too drunk to give consent. Does that mean you can't give consent when you're drunk? No, we're talking too drunk. But if there's any question, if you have to ask, the answer's probably no. Okay, so you're drunk and you're horny, so you decide to masturbate. Uh-oh, halfway through you realize you're too drunk to finish. So you just stop. Same thing with sex. If your partner is too drunk to make a coherent sentence, they're too drunk to give consent. Stop having sex with them. If you're having sex with your partner and they're so drunk that they're falling asleep, stop having sex with them. That's creepy and predatorial. Even if you really want to finish, just stop. Imagine if you're masturbating. Sometimes you're so close, but your vagina is just sleepy. You know it's not gonna happen. So you just stop. You just stop. Okay, but what if you want to have sex with a girl, but she's too shy to say no? If there's any doubt, don't force it. Are there gray areas? Yeah, of course. Like, I might not be in the mood to masturbate and I'm at home just like chilling in my pajamas, and then I get a sexy text, and suddenly I'm down to play a little slot machine. Yes, this can happen with two people too. Like, maybe a girl's not quite ready to have sex with a guy, but then she starts hanging out with him more, and through natural chemistry and pheromones, or him being a decent human being or whatever, she decides she's down to fuck him. It happens. Feelings change. Maybe you never saw that person that way before, and all of a sudden, you do. Cool! That's great! Good for him! And good for her! That's literally called falling in falling in, there's a word for it. I know there's a word for it. But again, if you're not sure how she feels, why not try pulling back or walking away? I mean, it happens when you're masturbating too. Like maybe you're masturbating and you're not even sure if you actually want to do it. You might realize, hey, maybe I should be working on my novel. So you stop masturbating, and you start writing, and then half a page in, you're like, nah, I want to masturbate. So you just get back in and you finish the deed. No big deal. Can this happen with two people? Of course. I had someone stop in the middle of having sex with me to watch Sherlock, and then start having sex with me again. And then we watched Sherlock. It was very confusing. My point is, you have to let the other person communicate with you. If you're so scared to let someone go in the middle of sex because you think they're gonna suddenly realize they don't wanna have sex with you, or they're gonna realize they made a mistake, I got news for you. They never really consented to begin with. So all this is to say, if consent is confusing to you, just think of it like masturbating. You never argue with yourself when you don't want to masturbate. You either want to or you don't. And if you decide you don't want to in the middle of masturbating, you stop. Very easy. You would never force yourself to masturbate if you don't want to, so you should never force someone to have sex with you if they don't want to. Just imagine your partner is like your vagina or your penis and treat them that way. The golden rule, treat others the way you treat your own vagina. Okay, on that same note, women and men, we gotta learn to say no. Speak up when you don't want to do something. All this feelings bullshit? Come on. You wouldn't continue masturbating if you don't want to because you're afraid to hurt your own feelings, right? So we shouldn't have sex with people we don't want to because we're afraid to hurt their feelings. Other people are not more important than you. We're equally important. So don't get wet if you don't want to get wet, and don't go with the flow if you're not a flowing. Okay? All right, I'm gonna need maybe 8 to 12 minutes to wrap up here. So I'll catch you later. Okay? All right. Catch you later. You can go now.